still are some of the people that are most close, that most share my heart for multi-ethnic ministry. A lot of these folks that I've hired, most of them, Susan Black, most of these guys. And so, so what I would ask is this: when you, if you have a big dream, look at your two things again. Your habit, your one little thing that you can do as a habit, and then your big dream. Is there somebody that shares that big dream? Not someone that you could be a follower. You're going to say, hey, we're going to do this. I'm going to be the hero. But is there another person that shares that big dream? Because partnership is where that comes from. As a matter of fact, if you find a partner, you might actually be like Hewlett and Packard and find a different dream. And when you find and when you have a real partner in ministry, in vision, you will eventually find the dream. And that's the way that God, that's what God uses to change the world. The third thing, have as partners, and the third thing is grace. And grace is simply a recognition that most efforts to change the world fail. And that it's extraordinarily hard to predict. As a matter of fact, as Christians, we believe that only God has the power to change the world. Remember when we talked about God creates, and He appointed us to create. God redeems, He appointed us to participate in His redemption. But only God creates the big change. That's part of the point of Jesus' parables. Remember the second one particularly, where He said, you scatter seed, and then you go to sleep, and you go somewhere else, and you go back to your farmhouse, and then it just grows on its own. Look around in your life for signs of grace. All of us that are in college, particularly at a good school like UT, know how it works when I work hard and then results happen. I work harder and more results happen, right? And that's fine. That's the way the world works, and it's normal for things to work that way in a lot of the world, and even in ministry, things work that way. But there are times when you turn around and say, "Whoa, that was like way disproportional to the effort that I put in." Right? So, like, I did something, and then God just did something in terms of causing it to grow. Look for God's grace, because another way for you to be able to participate in changing the world, and actually one of the biggest keys to understanding your calling, is to be able to follow the places where God's grace, that God is doing something. I'm just going to follow the momentum. And in your life, you probably can't do it yet, right now, in your early 20s, but over the course of your life, look at the patterns in your life. When does God tend to do His thing in my life? And that might be a sign of your calling. So, for instance, I believe that I have a calling to multi-ethnic ministry. And you saw that, and I've had the vision for that. And the truth is that I have a vision for lots of things. We're talking about this because I have a vision for vocation. I have a vision for people having an identity in Christ, right? There's all kinds of places that I have a vision. But what I've noticed is that some people have what Christians call spiritual gift in multi-ethnic ministry, or something else. And you know how you figure out a spiritual gift? The way that most people tell you is wrong. Like often people say, there's a spiritual gift if you take a personality survey and you really like something. That's just a personality survey. Some people say, what are you really good at? That's not actually a spiritual gift either. That's just an ability. Like, I have lots of abilities. I can actually do really good Elmo impersonations. Like, not a lot of people can do Elmo impersonations. You know, but I can. But not every ability that you have, even a somewhat unique ability, is a spiritual gift. It's a spiritual gift when God seems to use something about you disproportionately. Like, you see grace. It just can't explain it. Like, wherever you go, something happens. Like I said, a spiritual gift, which is a key part of your calling, is what happens, what God's Spirit does when you're in the room. Like, whether you're doing anything or not. Like, for instance, there's a staff, a white woman, that said, I think you have a gift in Black student ministry. Here's how I can tell. Like, over the course of her life, I've seen a number of times where Black students have responded to her in particularly good ways, where she seems to get Black students, they seem to get her. But the other thing, what tipped the scales was this. She was planting a new chapter, and it wasn't going anywhere. And she decided, just a last-ditch effort, I'm just going to call every contact in my phone that I met at this school. I'm just going to call them and invite them to get together. She called 50 people, right down the list. The only people that answered were the 6 Black people on her list. And so I said, I think that's a sign you might have a spiritual gift, because it's not just an ability you have, it's what God's Spirit does when you're around. Like, see, that didn't have anything to do with you. Clearly God did something. And so that's when I was asked to become Asian American Ministries Director, remember what my last job was? Right? I was working largely with white people in rural Virginia. And I asked myself, I never staffed a chapter like AACM that is a dynamic chapter that reaches Asian Americans. I've never lived in California, which is where everyone says like all the Asian stuff happens in California. Right? So I didn't. I grew up in Ohio, and then I worked in fairly rural southeast locations in my job. What qualifies me to sort of be a national leader in multi-ethnic ministry and Asian American ministry? Well, some of it was I looked at the pattern of my life and said, you know, there's nothing about my abilities that leads me to believe that, well, I'm going to be really great at this because I've never done enough of it to know. But I did notice that wherever I went, my wife and I used to look at our lives, in her job, in our neighborhood, in the first church we went to together, in the second church we went to together, in the staff, in the campus, my campus staff job, in my area director job, wherever I went, God did something in multi-ethnic ministry. He caused a breakthrough. He caused something to happen, a contact to happen, a random thing to happen. We had a person in our small group when we were in Virginia bring a brochure saying, hey, who wants to do a 6-month sponsorship of a refugee family? Let's do that together. So we said, yeah, let's do that together. We did that. We met a friend. We became really good friends over 5 years with a Nepali family. Then all of a sudden, a random Nepali church sort of popped up next to our church. We were a new church plant. We decided, well, instead of doing a VBS for our kids, let's just do a VBS for their kids. And then the YMCA was right next to us. The YMCA let us use their facility, and it was the most loved thing that their church did each year. Those kids would come back each year, and there'd be Hindu students that would come to faith in Jesus. And all of that was because of the random brochure, right? And that kind of stuff happened to us in our family over and over and over again. And I'm not doing that to talk about us. I'm doing that as an example. Look for the patterns of grace. There are going to be times in your life when you see God does stuff. So, in conclusion, look at how are you going to make that one small step move to that big tree that you wrote down? Number one, habits. Commit to that small step or some other small step, or be different in some way, and make it a habit. It can be small. It can be a really easy difference. That puts you in a position for God to change the world. Number two, look for partners. Who are people that you trust so much and are so much in line with, not just as good friends and I like them, but that we have a common heart for ministry in some way. Like someone where we can really get each other egged on. And we really trust each other, stick with each other, we'll do it together. What will you do with that? Maybe it'll be a step that's maybe a little bigger than your small step. Maybe it's not like that huge, crazy step, but the two or three of you together, we're going to try something that's maybe bigger. Maybe we're going to try to start a small group in the Filipino Students Association. I know you guys probably already have them, but maybe we'll try to start a small group here. Maybe we're going to run for office in this particular board because we have a vision to make it better. Maybe there'll be something else that we'll think of. And thirdly, don't just work toward it. Look for signs of grace. Look for signs of grace. Because I don't want to be part of a world change that I made happen. That would be a disaster. There are many people who have successfully changed the world, actually. And we actually don't want to be part of most of them. Hitler changed the world. There are lots of people there's lots of parts of world change. The kind of world change I want to be part of is what God's in. And I know that God's in it because of grace. Because I put out a little mustard seed and all of a sudden a big bush. I sowed 1 fold, 30, 60, or 100 fold. I go to sleep one night and turn around and the prince is there. That's the kind of world change I want to be part of. And that's the kind of world change I want for you. So we're going to conclude. I'm going to read a blessing on all of you. And then we're going to conclude with one last exercise with 5 words. I'm going to read the benediction of St. Francis. St. Francis was a Christian who became a monk, and as a monk, he didn't actually view being a monk as living in a cloister all the time, but he really viewed it as living out among the people, particularly amongst the poor. And actually, he was so inspirational that the current pope took his papal name from this saint. Let me read this for you. May God bless you with discomfort and easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger and injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you may work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, starvation, and war, so that you may reach out your hand to comfort them and turn their pain into joy. And may God bless you with enough foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in this world, so that you can do what others claim cannot be done. The last thing we're going to do is I'm going to ask us, if folks can help me hand out to everybody, one of these cards and one of these pens. So thank you, by the way, to Sarama for designing cards. But I'd like everyone to have one of these cards and one of these pens. I'm going to invite the worship team to come on up. During the next couple of worship songs, I'm going to ask you guys to give each other a gift. And what the gift is going to be is this card with your 5 words written on it. Okay? So you're going to give these to each other. So what I'm going to do is, in your family groups, I'd like for you, during these worship songs, to go to someone in your family group, or go to your family group leader, even if you want. Like, actually, you could, maybe why don't you go to your family group leaders, one of your family group leaders, tell them your 5 words. They will write them down on this card. As you tell to them, then they're going to give it back to you as a gift and pray for you. Pray into those 5 words into you. Family group leaders, and if it's too big of a group, it doesn't have to be family group leaders. But I want somebody else to write your 5 words for you, not you for yourself. And people who write them now, write their 5 words down as you hear them, and then pray the 5 words over them, affirming that this is truly how Jesus defines you. Praying that Jesus will make these words true in your life, and that it will define you in your life. If some of you are not ready for this step, either because you're not sure about where you are with Jesus, or you're not sure about wanting to actually commit to 5 words, it's fine. We don't have to participate if you don't want to. But many of you have heard from God and have your 5 words, and so what I'm asking you is to have someone pray for you, write them down, and give you the gift of these 5 words in the form of this card for you to be able to remember. So, thanks for